Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and this is going to be the second video in the previous paper analysis of MA English entrance exam under TG CPGET 2025 notification. In the previous video we discussed 50 questions, detailed analysis with answers of previous paper, and this is going to be the second video, and in this video we are going to analyze the remaining questions with answers. Okay, let's look at the questions. Yeah, here is the question. In the previous video we discussed 50 questions. We analyzed the 50 questions with answers. Now we are going to analyze the questions from 51st question, and the 51st question is, which of the following is not applicable to the interlude? Yes, not applicable. Underline not. What not applicable to the interlude? And what is interlude? Interlude is nothing but a short humorous play which was performed between the acts of a larger play. Yes, interludes were a part of entertainment, and these were performed in between larger plays to give amusement to the audience. And here they gave us 4 options. Let's look at them. It had a lot of witty dialogue. Yes, interludes has a lot of witty dialogues. Yes, it's correct. It is the characteristic of interlude, and many of its features were secular. Yes, most of the interludes were secular, and it was replete with farcical situations. Yes, farce is nothing but, again, it's related to humorous and amusement, which brings humor and amusement. So it is also a characteristic of an interlude, and it was peculiarly British in form. Yes, this is incorrect. This is not applicable to the interlude because it can be in any form. There were so many plays across Europe, across the globe, but it was not only British in form. There were so many other forms in interlude. So this is going to be the correct answer, which is not applicable to the interlude. Yes. Next, as we move towards next question, 52nd question. Which of the following is not true about the sentimental novel? Again, underline not. Not true about the sentimental novel. Yes. What does it mean by a sentimental novel? Sentimental novels give an importance to emotions, sympathy, and these kind of things in the novels. And here are the options. And the first option is, it underplayed emotions and regarded them as unworthy of the educated. Yes, the first answer itself is not applicable to sentimental novel, and it is the answer not true, because it never underplayed the emotions. The major focus of the sentimental novels is emotions, and they regarded them as worthy of educated. Whether they are educated or uneducated, that is, there is no importance to education. Here they gave importance to, the sentimental novelist given importance to emotions, and it reached its popularity in the 18th century, mainly in England. Yes, that was true about sentimental novel. Virtue and honor were considered to be the highest values in a character. Yes, virtues and honor. Virtues are nothing but the good moral values. And there was a kind of poetic justice at the end in all these novels. Yes, at the end of the novel, there will be a poetic justice in all of these novels. Yes, so all the sentimental novels ends with poetic justice. Let's move towards next question. 53rd question. Which of the following is the correct sequence in a pastoral elegy? Yes. Here they are asking they have given us the characteristics of a pastoral elegy, and they're asking us to arrange them in a correct sequence. Yes, let's look at the options first. Here they gave us PQR is the poet is joined by nature in mourning the death of the friend. Yes, elegy is nothing but a poem written upon the death of any closed person, any close friend or family member. So the poet becomes the speaker of the poem. Then he talks about, he mourns about the death of his friend. Okay, the mourner accuses the supernatural guardians of the dead friend with negligence. Yes, here there is the involvement of supernatural things in the pastoral elegy, and the mourners move in a procession. Yes, there will be a procession of after death in the that will be discussed in the pastoral elegies. The poet questions the justice of the supernatural forces. Yes, here the poet questions the supernatural forces. Why the death occurred to their friend, their closed persons. Yes, let's look at the correct order, and the correct order here is the poet is joined by the nature in the morning, in mourning the death of the friend. Yes, this is obviously the first sequence, first in the sequence. He joins the mourning, he joins the procession. Then the mourner accuses the supernatural guardians of the dead friend with negligence. Yes, here he accuses the supernatural guardians. Then the mourners move in a procession. Yes, all the mourners, they move in a procession of the death of the friend. And at the end, the poet questions the justice of the supernatural forces. Why death occurred to their friend? Yes, this is about pastoral elegy. Pastoral elegy is nothing but, elegies are nothing but poems which were written upon the death of any friend, relative, or family member. Yes, let's look at the next question, 54th question. Yes, the Kunstel Roman. Yes, what does it mean by Kunstel Roman? Kunstel Roman is a type of novel. Yes, there were various types of novels. Just now we discussed sentimental novel in the previous question, and now it is the Kunstel Roman. And there were various forms like Bildungsroman, Kunstel Roman. And here we have four options. Let's look at the four options. The Kunstel Roman presents the epiphanic experiences of the artist in the main. Yes, here we got a word, epiphany. What does it mean by epiphany? Epiphany is nothing but a plot device where a character has a moment of revelation or realization in the novel, in the middle of the novel, and which leads to the transformation of the character, which leads to the change in the life of a character. So epiphany is a plot device. So epiphany, so it is not related to Kunstelroman. It can be, epiphanic experiences can be in any of the novels, not only related to the Kunstelroman. Here they mention it as main. No, it is not main. Epiphany is not a major thing in the Kunstelroman, and portrays only the childhood of the artist in relation to art. Yes, here again it is not related to Kunstelroman. It is wrong about Kunstelroman because it portrays the life of a life of an artist from childhood to the adulthood, or to the end of his life. It it portrays the complete life of an artist. So the second option is also wrong. And the third one describes the life of the artist from childhood to adulthood. Yes, it is correct. The Kunstelroman describes the life of an artist from childhood to the adulthood. So the third option is correct. is in sharp disagreement with the ideas of European Romanticism. No, again it is wrong. The coastal Roman novels are majorly focused based on the Romanticism movement, the ideas and thought process of the Romanticism movement. So the fourth option is going to be the wrong answer. So the correct answer here is third one. Yes, we can expect this question again in this upcoming exam. So underline this and write down it in your notebook. The Coastal Roman novel describes the life of an artist from childhood to adulthood. Yes, let's move towards next question. 55th question. Yes, all the following are true about the Commedia dell'arte except that. Yes, here they gave us four options. In those four options, all those options are correct except the one. So here it is. We need to find the option which is not related to, not true about Commedia dell'arte. Yes, what does it mean by Commedia dell'arte? Commedia dell'arte is an Italian theatrical form. It is also known as, in English, it is called as comedy of the profession or professional comedy. Now let's look at the options. It excluded improvisations. No, any kind of art includes improvisation. Here, the first option itself is not related to Commedia dell'arte. It excluded, no, it included. So, it is not correct about Commedia dell'arte. It had stock characters. Yes, Commedia dell'arte has stock characters. The actors belong to guilds. Yes, there were guilds who used to provide the actors to the theater, and it adapted to local situations. Yes, these are the Commedia dell'arte are adapted to local situations. Here the correct option is it excluded improvisation. Here it Commedia dell'arte included improvisation. So it is not true about Commedia dell'arte. So the correct option is first one. Let's move towards next question. 56th question. The founder of the Theatre of Cruelty was Marcus de Sade, Jean-Paul Sartre, Michael de Sergio, Antonin Artaud. Yes. What does it mean by Theatre of Cruelty? Yes, it is a theatrical movement which aimed to give a shock value, or which aimed to shock the audiences, terrify the audiences, and this concept was developed during 20th century, and this concept was developed by Antonin Artaud. So the founder of the Theatre of Cruelty was Antonin Artaud, and it was started in 20th century. Let's move towards next question. 57th one. Which of the following is not true about epic theater? Yes, again, not true about. You need to focus in the exam, you need to focus on this kind of words like not, except, because if you miss these words, you're going to have a different question. You're going to miss the opportunity to give the correct option. You will misunderstood the question, and then it will be problematic for you to give the proper answers. So focus on not, except, these kind of words in the exam. This will give negative connotation. Yes, if you forget if you miss the word like not or except in the exam, the all the options were related to all the options were the characteristics of that question. Then if you miss not or except, then you will be giving the answer in a hasty way without seeing all the options. If you see the correct one related to correct characteristics of that thing, then you will give the answer. So this is going to be a very big problem. So focus on giving Read the questions completely clearly. Stress on the words like not, except. Yes. Now let's look at the question. Epic theater. Yes, epic theater, it is again a theatrical movement which started again in 20th century. And it was a term developed by Bertolt Brecht. Yes, Bertolt Brecht was a German playwright and he coined the term epic theater, and it emphasized objectivity. Yes, it emphasized objectivity, and it aimed to engage the audience by involving their intellectuality and criticality. So this epic theater aimed to engage the audience intellectually and critically, so it emphasized objectivity, and it was a term developed by James Inge. No, it is not true about epic theater. It was coined by Bertolt Brecht. It proposed the alienation effect. Yes, epic theater proposed alienation effect. So yeah, the correct option is third one, which is not true about the epic theater. Let's move towards next question. 58th question. The sonnet was derived from. Yes, what does it mean by sonnet? Sonnet is nothing but a 14 lines poem, and here we have various options. The Italian and meant a little song. Yes, sonnets were the Italian forms and they were derived from Italy. The Italian and meant a little song. Yes, it is true about the sonnets. Sonnets were derived from Italian language, and which means a little song. And the other options are not related to, not true about sonnet. The Italian meant a stopping place. No, it means a little song. The Latin, it says wrong. Latin, again it is wrong. So the first option is correct related to sonnet. Sonnet is nothing but a 14-line poem, and it is derived from Italian language, and which means a little song. Let's move towards another question. 59 question. Which of the following kinds of sonnet involves a beautiful, hard-hearted lover? Yes. Here they gave us four options: the Shakespearean sonnet, the Petrarchan sonnet, the Spenserian sonnet, and the sonnet cycles. Yes, here they are asking which sonnet involves a beautiful, hard-hearted lover. Yes, it is obviously the Petrarchan sonnet. You will get confusion here. You will misunderstood it by Shakespeare because he is the author of a great love story, Romeo and Juliet. Here is the chances for you to get confused, so don't get confused. A beautiful and hard-hearted lover will be seen in the sonnets or under the Petrarchan sonnet form. Yes, first yes, the correct option here is the Petrarchan sonnet. Here you will get another question on the rhyme scheme of these sonnets. Shakespearean sonnets and Petrarchan Spenserian sonnets, rhyme schemes. You will get another kind of question on these sonnets, and the questions will be like, yes, what is the correct rhyme scheme of this Shakespearean sonnet or Petrarchan sonnet or Spenserian sonnet? They'll ask you the questions like this. Now let's look at the Shakespearean sonnets rhyme scheme. Yes, listen carefully and write it down in your notebook or anywhere. The Shakespearean sonnets rhyme scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. Once again, Shakespearean sonnet rhyme scheme AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. Yes. Next, the Petrarchan sonnet rhyme scheme. Yes, it was named after the Italian poet Petrarch. And the rhyme scheme of the Petrarchan sonnet is ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE, or CDC, CDC. Yes, ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE, or CDC, CDC. Here we can remember it as Abba, Abba, CDE, CDE, or Abba, Abba, CDC, CDCD. So here Petrarchan sonnets, again, it has a speciality that it contains two stanzas. One is octave and the another is sestet. Octave means 8-line stanza and sestet means 6-line stanza. It contains two stanzas in the complete sonnet. Sonnet is the 14-line poem. In that 14 line, the first 8 lines are called as octave in Petrarchan sonnet, and the next 6 lines are called as sestet in the Petrarchan sonnet. Next, the Spenserian sonnet. Yes, the Spenserian sonnet rhyme scheme is ABAB, BCBC, CDCD, EE. Once again, the Spenserian sonnet rhyme scheme ABAB, BCBC, CDCD, EE. Yes, this kind of questions you will be getting in the exam about the sonnets and the rhyme scheme. Yes, let's move towards the next question, 60th question. Which of the following is not true about the pre-Raphaelite movement? Yes, pre-Raphaelite movement. Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was a group of painters, poets, and critics, and this group was formed in 19th century. Especially, it started in 1848 during Victorian period, Victorian age. Yes, it was originally was a movement in painting. No, it is not true, because it is related to poetry and other art forms, not only related to painting. Yes, here they are asking us not true about the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood movement. Yes, first it started as a movement in painting. Later it spread to other forms of arts like poetry. So it was originally started as a movement related to painting. So the first answer is true about pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, and it valued truthfulness and simplicity. Yes, it valued truthfulness and simplicity. And the third option, it rejected the values of the early Renaissance. Here it is wrong. It is not true about the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood movement, because they want to revive the values of the early Renaissance. Before Raphael, pre-Raphael is nothing but the period before Raphael. So they want to revive the values of the early Renaissance. Renaissance, we can say it as. They followed. So here the correct option is third one, which is not true about the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. And it included the devotion in a spiritual sense. Yes, it included spiritual sense in the devotion in a spiritual sense. And what? Yes, the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was a group of poets, painters, and critics, and it aimed to revive the early Renaissance, particularly Italian Renaissance styles in their art forms like poetry and painting. Yes, you will get the questions. To which period pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was related to? That is Victorian period. In which century? 19th century. In which pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood or pre-Raphaelite movement started in which year? 1848. And the members of this movement were Dante Gabriel Rossetti, William Holman Hunt, and John Everett Millais. And Dante Gabriel Rossetti's sister, Christina Rossetti. And this is all about pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. This is very important when it comes to your entrance exam and any other exams related to English. So this is all about 60th question. Yes, this is all about the part 2 of the MA English previous paper detailed analysis with answers. In the next video we are going to do the remaining questions in the same order. So watch the next video in my YouTube channel. If you have any doubts related to the exam preparation, or if you have any topics that you want me to discuss, let me know in the comment box. Yes, if you like the content, click on the like button and share it to your friends who are in need of this information. If you like the content, click on the like button, because it gives me motivation to make more videos on this exam, that is MA English CPGET 2025 exam. Yes, for more interesting updates and latest updates on Telangana CPGET 2025 MA English entrance exam, visit my channel. Thank you for watching.